Well, thank you for chatting with us today. Friends and Lovers is part of Lifetime's Love of a Lifetime set of films. This project showcases love in many different forms. How did you become involved in this project?
Oh, well, yeah. First off, Friends and Lovers is so iconic, from the book, Eric Jerome Dickey's book. And I was excited to be involved in this, but it actually came through my dear friend and lifetime executive, Karen Wilson. She actually called me and reached out and was like, oh my goodness, this script I just know you'd be perfect for Deborah. And I was like, send it to me. I would love to read it. And I read it literally like I was reading a book. It was a page turner. I was invested. It was drama. And I started feeling truly connected to it. So that's how I got involved. And I thank Karen for thinking of me and D'Angela Proctor as a director. And I said yes. And I'm glad I did.
Oh, yeah. Like you kind of mentioned, Eric Jerome Dickey's work makes him one of the most influential voices in contemporary Black literature. Were you very familiar with his work prior to working on these films?
I wasn't familiar with all his work, but obviously I had heard his name. And I think, my generation might have been a little after some of his earlier books. But one of the things that I'm happy about with now becoming a new fan is I get to bring his name, his legacy to the
Mhm.
screen through Lifetime. This movie hopefully will make people go back and want to read it. And now I'm like, okay, I got to get the book because I want to see it. But I think, he's been such a staple in the culture. And I'm just excited to bring some new, this to some new fans and the new generation. So, yeah, I'm definitely someone
Sure.
who's now like very, very passionate about his work.
Oh, yeah. Kind of playing a character that is well established in book form. As an actor, did you find that easier or harder when bringing Deborah to the screen?
Well, you know what? Because I didn't want to, compare too much. It is definitely an adaptation, but at the same time, we modernized it a little bit because of the time period the book was written in. And we wanted to bring it to today, like what's
Mhm.
happening right now. And Deborah's relationships and her ups and downs and love and friendship
Mhm.
are authentic in this world in a modern way. So I felt like, I didn't want to give myself too much pressure to make it exact, but I wanted to honor, the original, but while still being okay to create. Creating Deborah was fun for me because I got the freedom through our director, D'Angela, to play and working with incredible actors like Simone Missick, Rico Lee, Kendrick Sampson. It gave me a chance to really find who Deborah is without feeling too much pressure to be exactly like the original.
Oh, yeah. Can you mention Simone? So this friendship is just as important as the romance in the film. What was your experience working with Simone as a scene partner to bring their friendship to life?
Oh my gosh, I loved working with Simone Missick. She was incredible. She's such a professional. She's so prepared. She's beautiful
Mhm.
and an incredible actress. Like we were kikiing and having a good time in between takes, just chatting. And I feel like I gained a friend in real life because she's really a beautiful person as well. And she's also a mom. I just, had a baby who's now 2, but she just had a baby. So I think we really also connected in our sisterhood about just motherhood and wifehood and life. So that kind of really bonded us as well.
That's beautiful because that energy definitely shows between you two. Like
Yeah,
all those scenes are
thank
just so
you.
natural. It felt
Well,
like
it
they've
was.
known each
I
other.
felt like I was really talking to my bestie, and that's
Mhm.
what it should feel like. And that's how sometimes on TV or thing, you're like, their chemistry ain't it. I feel like all of our chemistry was very natural.
Oh no, it shows. I'm like, is this just them talking, like the bed scene and stuff?
Well, thank
Oh
you.
yeah. What is the importance of this film being split into two parts?
It up into 2 parts. So
Mhm.
you can take in what you've seen, breathe, Saturday night, like, oh my goodness, because we're going to leave you on a cliffhanger.
Mhm.
Then when you come back on Sunday, you get to just commune. It's going to be like church. And then we have a great time to kind of give you that finale. And I think it needed to be 2 parts. So I'm glad that Lifetime decided to do it that way.
Oh, yeah, it's very like full and heavy in both parts. Like it really
Yeah,
needed
it's
that
very full and heavy
separation.
for
Mhm.
sure. This is a romantic drama, and we are giving you a lot of romance, but also
A
a lot of
lot of drama. This film also dives into the love story between Deborah and Leonard. We see the glimpses of their life together over time. How would you describe their relationship?
Oh, Deborah and Leonard, their relationship is a surprise. It's unexpected, particularly for my character, Deborah. And I think that Leonard represents a new beginning that she never knew she could have. I think a lot of times their relationship is one of those moments when you see I think that love can be fun and love can be sporadic. And I think their journey and their whole, love affair into them, her wanting, my character wants to be a mother, wanting to have children. So they do go through some things and some challenges. There is some tragedy within the film. I just think their relationship will represent resilience. And how do you push through the good, the bad, the ugly, and remembering to stay strong in the midst of it all?
Oh yeah, kind of you mentioning that. So of course in the second film there's a devastating twist that changes Deborah's life. Through these films we've already seen her at low moments and this just adds to the heartbreak, but she stands so strong. In those deeply emotional moments as a viewer, you kind of trust she's going to pull through this. From your point of view, where do you think Deborah is pulling her strength from to get through that?
Deborah or me as the actor?
Honestly, both. Kind of like for you in those emotional moments when you have to really, get yourself
Right
there,
there,
but also
yeah.
for
It
Deborah
was it
too.
was hard.
Mhm.
There was a few emotional moments while shooting that, I had to take a breath to just pull myself back together again. And if you see the film, you'll know why, especially toward the end. But I think that for me as an actress, it was hard to like go there, but I definitely channeled some, some troubles or emotional moments in my real life that I experienced. So I think, just releasing that emotion felt like something that an actor can do to, it's almost therapy in a way, honestly. And then as the character, Deborah's, heartbreak and ups and downs and her drama, I think she found her strength through her friendship with Simone's character, Shelby. And I think that that's a lot of times what I have to do in my real life, find my strength through my own mother, my other family, but friends, particularly your girlfriends, when you're going through love problems, they are the strength and the pillars that I lean on. And I'm grateful for great girlfriends. I have like a handful of them. I don't have a lot of friends. One thing I'll say about friends and lovers, you don't need a lot of friends, you don't need a lot of lovers. I mean, that's up to you, what you do in your
Yeah.
real life. But
Mhm.
I just think that sometimes it's just about the quality of a friendship, not necessarily quantity.
Oh yeah, because in the beginning of the film, you really do see the Shelby and Simone really being there for each other, and then
Yes.
at the end, obviously being very much there for each other and kind of like pulling each other through all the hardships and stuff. So that's definitely
Yes.
the
Yeah,
quality
I'm
of the
sure you
friendship.
have like we all
Mhm.
have that one, like that's my ride or die. And that's what you need in a lot of ways because life be lifing
Mhm.
and you're gonna need people to hold you up.
Oh yeah. What do you hope resonates with viewers about this film?
Oh, what do I hope resonates? I hope that this film brings a resurgence of love, particularly Black love stories. That's also something I'm passionate about, like showing us as multiplicitous and just very multidimensional. We are not monolithic. We need to be seeing a doctor that's a Black female also finding love, also having friendships, and to be intelligent and be a boss. I think that's also a nice way to present these characters as, multidimensional. And I hope that people take away a little bit of hope and I guess a hopefulness surrounding their own love lives and
Mhm.
maybe even just feeling like, you know what, I'm going to stay open. I hope that it opens people's hearts. And that's what Deborah had to do to find her one. You have to open up your heart. And I think that when people watch it, obviously they're going to laugh, they're going to cry, they're going to be like, "Girl, what you doing?"
Mhm.
But friends and lovers will hopefully inspire people to open up their hearts.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely felt that watching it, so I think
Yeah,
everybody else will too.
good. Yeah.
Uh, are there any other projects you're currently working on and can tease a little bit?
Actually, yes, I just wrapped a film called Jacob Beats Up Nate that was shot in St. Louis, starring Lamorne Morris and Justin Long. I'm really excited about that. So look out for Jacob Beats Up Nate coming out, in the near future. We'll talk again, I'm sure.
Oh
But
yeah.
and I'm also producing and directing with my husband and our production company, Take Two Entertainment. So starting my own production company was a big thing for me because now I want to use my platform and my voice
Mhm.
to help uplift other people and other voices. So I'm excited about my next short film. It's called The Last Worker that I directed and I wrote. So I wanted to tackle what's happening with AI and technology in the workplace. So I wrote a film called The Last Worker and how we have to remember that at the core of our work, we have to still keep humanity in the center of it.
That's exciting. No, I actually look forward to seeing that because that is
Yeah,
such a
good.
prevalent, obviously, thing
Ooh,
today.
child.
Yeah.
And now that it's so funny when I wrote it last year, and then now it's just funny. Every time I do a short, it seems like the issue becomes more. And my other short, which was in ABFF, Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, was called 333. And that was about a young woman dealing with abortion,
Mhm.
post-abortion, and then abortion rights and women. But I wrote
Yeah.
it years before this
Mhm.
issue was so prevalent. So I'm just happy to be making stories that matter, stories that are relevant, stories that give people a chance to feel seen and feel heard.
Oh, yeah, definitely just starting conversations too, which is great.
Yeah, because that's really what it's about.
hmm and then what would you like to say to fans and supporters of you and your work?
Fans and supporters of me, thank you. I want to say thank you, truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart. There's been such a journey since I was a 15-year-old pop star in 3LW. And there was a time when I didn't think I would still have a career. I didn't think that I would make it. I didn't know I would be here 25 years later. And it just means that people do genuinely connect. People do genuinely want to continue to support my work, my films, my music, just me, even just me, as a human. So I just say thank you to those fans who've loved on me since I was a little teenager in 3LW, because it's not an easy road to get here, but because of you, I am still here.